Hey guys, okay, so if you're watching this video, that means that you've already watched the video from YouTube about compound sentences. And so now we are going to talk about lesson 8 in the Purple Grammar books. So go ahead and grab out the Purple Grammar book and turn to page 21, which is lesson 8. We are going to read in the gray box at the top. A compound sentence is two or more closely related simple sentences. That's very important. So the sentences need to be able to stand alone, and it's going to be two of them put together with a conjunction. So a simple sentence is also called an independent clause. So a simple sentence is called an independent clause. The two clauses can be joined by a comma and a conjunction, and, but, and, or by a semicolon. Okay? So, and remember, you can use your fanboys. So, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. But for the purposes of this exercise, we're only working with and, but, and or, which those are going to be the most common ones anyway, but it can be any from the list of the fanboys. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and look at the example. So what you're going to do first is cross out the boldface words and see which one can stand by itself with the conjunctions crossed out. So let's look at A. For 100 years, people dreamed of a waterway between the Great Lakes and the Atlantic Ocean. So for 100 years, people dreamed of a waterway between the Great Lakes. Yes, that's a simple sentence or an independent clause. And then after the conjunction, the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean all by itself is not a complete thought. It is not an independent clause. So that is not a compound sentence. If we look at B, it says, DeWitt Clinton planned a canal, but people sneered at his idea. So if we cross out but, we have DeWitt Clinton planned a canal. Yes, that is an independent clause. And people sneered at his idea. Yes, that is an independent clause. So that one is going to be a compound sentence. And you'll notice that it has the comma and the conjunction. So you can also replace that comma conjunction with the semicolon. So it would read, DeWitt Clinton planned a canal. People sneered at his idea. It would still be correct. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and look at part 1. Write S next to each simple sentence and C next to each compound sentence. Circle the conjunction or semicolon in each compound sentence. All right, so let's look at number 1. The federal government would not give Clinton any money for his canal, but he did not give up. So do you see a conjunction in that sentence or a semicolon? So there's not a semicolon, but we do see the conjunction but. So let's check and see if it's a compound sentence or simple. The federal government would not give Clinton any money for his canal. Yes, that is an independent clause. And then if we skip past but and say, he did not give up. Is that a complete thought? He did not give up? Yes, it is a complete thought. So that is a compound sentence. So write a C in the blank and circle the word but. Remember, every time you see and, but, and or, it's not going to automatically indicate a compound sentence. It could indicate a list or an option. It is not always going to be compound. So you have to go back and double check and make sure that there are two independent clauses. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look down on number 3 because I spy with my little eye a semicolon. So go ahead and circle the semicolon and let's see. The governor of New York the governor of New York named Clinton the head of the Canal Commission in 1816. So yes, that is an independent clause. And second independent clause, Clinton became governor of New York the next year. Yes, that is also an independent clause. So that is a compound sentence. Okay. So go ahead and finish all of those 1 through 9. And let's move on to part 2. So rewrite each pair of simple sentences as one compound sentence. So the two ways that you can make it a compound sentence is by putting a semicolon between them or adding a comma and a conjunction. So let's do number 10 together. The Seneca chief made the first journey through the Erie Canal in 10 days. DeWitt Clinton was one of the happy passengers. So you can add a semicolon after days, or you could add the conjunction comma and. So it would read, the Seneca chief made the first journey through the Erie Canal in 10 days, and DeWitt Clinton was one of the happy passengers. Okay, so go ahead and do 11 and 12. It shouldn't take too long to write those two sentences. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'll help you have a good weekend. Thank you. Goodbye.